Hi, it's Randi Sloane with Real Life at the Long Island International Film Expo. I am standing next to director, well, you know what, he's going to explain everything he did, Zachary Cyran. So Zachary's film is Probability, and I understand you wore many different hats for this film. So why don't you tell everybody what hat you wore?
Yes, I was the director, the writer, editor, and a cinematographer, and those were all my main hats.
Those are a lot of hats. How did you find juggling each of those different roles into a film? Like, this was all on you. How did you find that was you?
Well, I just took it piece by piece. I first started with the writing. Once I had the script, I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted shot in my head. We filmed it at a local park, and I've been to that park many times as a kid. It was near my house, so I always wanted to shoot something in my neighborhood, in my community. And so I started with that, with one location to keep the budget down. And I just started building from there, getting actors, crew. I was lucky enough to have John help work on it as a gaffer, lighter, and he was really good giving some advice to me because he has more experience than I have. I've had some experience being in film school, but it's always good to have people who've been more on productions.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like the best experience you could get is hands-on and just being there and listening and even shadowing somebody to gain that experience on set.
Absolutely. And the good thing is I had a couple thousand saved up, from work, investing, and I felt like during the pandemic, because my original goal was to apply for jobs at production companies. I graduated high of the pandemic. I really wasn't getting any opportunities, and the thing was, I shot my senior thesis film in that spring, and unfortunately, my other grades they slipped because I put everything in that film, and it's kind of funny because we're still not finished with that one, but it's not dead.
No.
But I felt like a great need that I wanted to get out and do something, and
Good.
I wanted to shoot another picture.
You know what I notice also with filmmakers or filmmaking in general? We could write something and put it away for a bit, and then a couple of years later, you go back to it. It just never really goes away. That idea or that thought or something that you want to write will always stay there. Now, what is your goal with Probability? I mean, it's done. It's nothing about, you're not thinking about, making it into a feature, or that's done, and are you on to something new?
Well, honestly, my goal with it was I felt like after my big senior thesis film, which was I still consider it the biggest film I worked on in the state. I came away with a lot of experiences, good and bad, but I felt like as a director I wanted to prove myself because with that film I felt like I did a good job directing, but it was the first time I really had professional actors under my belt, and I felt I could do a better job in my second one. So that was the main thing, get out and do something and hone my directing skills. And I chose more of a simpler concept because my senior thesis film was kind of like a psychological thriller, and we were jumping around like time and space, and I wanted to dial it back, create a story that's simpler, kind of like it's a romantic comedy, so I wanted something, cute with good themes.
Well, I was just going to say, we didn't even tell everybody what it was about.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a romantic comedy. You want me to get into like the...
You can tell a little about it without giving anything away.
It's just about, a young man who discovers an app to help him win over his crush, and we'll see if that application works for him or not.
Okay. All right.
But yes, it was a simpler story than my senior thesis film, but I feel like I really wanted to work on directing the actors and working with them more by keeping the production a little bit simpler to one location. I felt like I had more time to think about their choices, motivations, and how they could play off in the frame. So that's really my main goal, was to make the film for that reason.
And I mean, that's great. That's what, as actors, that's what we want directors to, help us with. So congratulations, and I want to wish you the best of luck with this film on the circuit, and tell everybody where they can find you and your film on social media.
Well, I'm not really a big social media guy, but I do have a YouTube channel. It's Zachary Cyran, just my name, Zachary, then Cyran, Cyran. And probably after this film festival, I'm going to put that film and make it public. I'm going to make the link public. And eventually, when I get my senior thesis film, when that's done, I plan on putting that on YouTube as well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Zachary, for talking with us. Zachary Cyran with Probability.